Hello and welcome back to Off Script with myself, Hannah Bowman. This is a podcast where we're chatting about all things married at first sight. And guys, we've made it through a dinner party and they have moved in together. So the dinner party I found a bit kind of abrasive and I don't know, a little bit weird. I think the conflict between Gia and Beck kind of doesn't have enough context for me because all we really know is they don't like each other based on the small interaction at the Hens and Bucks, which didn't really explain why, but then it's kind of the main focus point for the first dinner party. And it's kind of annoying because it's taking away from everything else, but I don't know, the way that they've edited it, just to me, I don't know enough about their conflict to care about their conflict, if that makes any sense. I am impressed that they managed to give a little dig at Gia for going to Townsville on her honeymoon while Beck and Danny went to Fiji. Bulla, love that. So yeah, that's probably the only part of their conflict that I enjoyed. I think it's interesting with the dinner parties because from talking to previous contestants, we know that the executive producer, Tara, comes out and says to everyone, give me drama, create some conflict, start talking or we're going to be here for hours. And knowing that from talking to a lot of the cast, it kind of makes sense to me that Gia was doing the whole like, who's had sex, who's hooked up thing, but I wish she hadn't. Like, it just, poor Beck was so awkward, and Danny saying the friends thing, it's just all a bit much. And yeah, the other person I'm feeling so sorry for at the moment is poor Luke. Oh my God, this is a lifeline. I'm throwing it to you, Luke. Run away. Mel, what are you doing? And again, I don't want to judge her based off of the edit that I'm seeing, but she's really not giving the poor bugger a chance, is she? Like, I just can't make sense of it. Speaking of, let's kind of chat about them all moving in together. So yes, we had Gia and Scott moving in. My first note that I wrote down was, painting them to be so compatible makes me think shit's about to hit the fan, which indeed, by the end of the episode, we saw a little bit of tension from the two of them. So obviously, MAFS has had such a big change, guys, because, wow, it's just Revelations Week and Confessions Week are nothing like each other. So dumb. Revelations Week is Confessions Week, just with a little rebrand. They're still doing the photo ranking challenge. They're still looking at audition tapes. They're still doing all the classic stuff. So I don't know why they were trying to say that was going to be totally different, because it wasn't at all. So yeah, we had Gia and Scott obviously being so strong at the beginning of that episode and being like, I don't know how anything could go badly. We're loving it in this apartment. We're so compatible. Like, we're doing the photo ranking challenge and we're just seeing each other and getting it. And by the end, the reveal of his audition tape to Gia in regards to her having a child, obviously she's not feeling too good. And this did make me think, the last 3 seasons of MAFS, we had Alyssa and Duncan, I have a child, which I love Alyssa on Instagram. She still always posts, I have a child. Love a good catchphrase. Like, honestly, put a copyright claim in, trademark that one. And then last year we had Adrian and Athena, and Adrian, I think, was just a bit too slow to realise that he should just like play along with her for a bit longer, which is what Scott's tried to do, and now it's bit him in the bum. The other thing I've been thinking about is, why don't they cast a guy who's like 30 and is a single dad? Because I don't think I've seen that. Like, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't remember seeing like a young single dad. We obviously have people like Steve who has 4 kids, but not someone in that like 30-year-old age bracket. So I think that would be an interesting dynamic to then see like how women react to that from the other side. So food for thought, people casting for MAFS. As I said, Luke and Mel are just breaking my heart. Them moving in together was quite possibly the most awkward thing I've ever seen. I honestly wouldn't be mad at him if he had a cheating scandal with an intruder bride. I know one of the intruder couples is a gay couple. Have a cheating scandal with one of them. I just want to see the guy having a bit of fun. The whole thing about her being a stalker and following her exes around and going to their houses, obviously they edited that to be like crazy. But girl, you couldn't pay me to say that on national TV. Like, I don't think it's the funny hee hee ha ha that she thinks it is. Because it is given stalker crazy energy. And the fact that she also brought it up in her audition tape and they went back to that, crazy. And I'm interested to see how her ex is reacting to this and if he knew that she had been driving around his house or not, or if this is all like a surprise to him. But yes, it's not painting her in the best light, and I feel like I'm not alone when I say, Luke, there's a lot of people behind you supporting you and wanting you to get out of that relationship and have a little bit of fun. Like, if either of them write stay at the first commitment ceremony, I will know that this show is 100% fake because neither of them want to be there. Moving on to a couple that just made my heart melt during Revelations week was Rachel and Steven. Like, the emotional maturity of them just seeing each other for the journey that they've been on to try and find love, I think is really beautiful. And, you know, them talking about struggles with weight or struggles with confidence and all those types of things. And they got a fish called Cameron, and I've had fighting fish in my past. I had one called Brian. I had one called Craig. So I really support Cameron the fish. I hope he doesn't end up being a child of divorce, because his parents are really giving me a lot to love at the moment, just in the conversations they're having, even if they don't end up being perfect for each other. I think the way that they're able to see each other and accept each other is so beautiful. And I'm loving seeing those conversations play out on television. The conversations I'm not loving see play out on television is Chris, that gronky man. Sorry, you're in your 30s. Why are you talking like you're freshly 21? Thank God Brooke is there to hold you accountable, which she shouldn't have to do, but thank God she's there. So if anyone missed it, he basically in his audition tape was just saying, I hate fat girls, I hate girls with fake tan, I hate girls that are needy, blah, 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 blah. And when Brooke said that, she was like, dude, if I'd seen this on day one, I wouldn't still be here. And his face, like, he looked like a little schoolboy. And he's like, oh, you know, I just say it with the boys. I wouldn't say it to a girl's face. It's like, what's the difference, mate? You should be calling out your mates when they're saying that type of stuff. So thank God Brooke said something, because it would have been really tough to watch if it was if he had a bride that didn't feel comfortable or couldn't say something or accepted what he said. But I think she was perfect. Everything she said was great. Even the fact that she was just like, I need to take a walk. Like, I can't deal with this right now. I think that was, good. And I mean, there was a Voxy where he did seem like he was really seriously reflecting on himself and what he had said. So let's hope that this whole experiment maybe is just a learning curve for him, and even if he doesn't find love, he just figures out that he can't talk like that. I saw someone make a TikTok that described him perfectly, which was like, Chris is like someone who's the hottest guy in town, but he's from a small town of like 10 people. And I feel like that's 100% how he behaves. And just to finish up with the last couple I want to chat about, Julia and Grayson. I'm feeling inspired to start my days with some ecstatic dance. Is that what they were calling it? I can't see them becoming lovers in the slightest, but they are showing us some good kind of woo-woo wellness techniques that I'm loving. Like, I love that she gets up and just dances and goes crazy. It's very cool. I like her energy. Like, I'm not one of those people at all, but seeing someone just be like unapologetically themselves, very, very good. I also saw someone saying, why would they have a bisexual woman on and then just partner her up with a guy? And the more I think about it, I think it's because if they put her with a girl, then there wouldn't be the conflict moment of acceptance. But if they put her with a guy, then the conversation of, do you accept that I'm into both genders, does come up. So that does make sense to me. But for now, the two of them give me the most platonic vibes. But they are proving to be like a good watch and quite sweet from what I'm seeing thus far. Things change around here just about as quickly as they possibly could, so don't hold me to that. They might end up being the absolute villains, but for now, I like watching them doing their little dance. So until next time, give me a follow. This is the place to come when there's things to chat about MAFS. I am following it as closely as humanly possible, and I feel like I'm quite enjoying this season so far, and I'm really enjoying having all of you along for the ride too. See you next time.